Will I make money on day one? That's a question we hear often from people that are new to the process of looking to buy a franchise. My name is Frank Berger. I'm the founder and CEO of You've Got Maids, America's finest maid service, and I'm going to address this question. There's laws in this land that we have to follow. These are good laws. They protect you, the consumer. Back before there was such a thing as an FDD that everyone had to read, it was possible that people would make promises that weren't true at all. So we're talking about the 70s, the 60s, the 50s. It's so much better now, but there's certain questions that no good franchisor can answer. And this is one of the tough ones. If it's not in the FDD, they can't answer this question. Let me help you with this. We have a process when you come here for franchise training. I personally teach you how to create each and every job as a profitable client. We should do no cleans where there's not a reasonable profit made in it. Now, does that mean you're making money on day one? No, it doesn't. You have to get to a break-even point. If you want money flowing on day one of profits, you have to buy an existing business. It's the only way. And then you paid a premium to get it. Now, sometimes the better play is to start that business from scratch. Sure, you're not making money on day one, but then when you go to sell it, you've built up so much equity and you're in a much better position. This is what I want for you if this is what you're looking for. A little bit further down in the process, you're going to be able to talk to me. And I will be able to tell you about my experience with the very first couple You've Got Maids. And I can describe to you what my scenario was as the first franchisees. That was me. So that'll be an interesting conversation when we get to it. Right now, you could do a market research and see what the average house is cleaning for. Now, if you look at the FDD, item 6 and item 7 will tell you what the costs are to start your business. And the other one tells you what are your ongoing costs. From this, there's enough information to build a pro forma so that you can make some reasonable expectations of when you'll be breaking even. How many new customers do I have to gain each week before I am at the break-even point? We're going to cover this and much, much more when you come to franchise training. But let me go back to, I've been in business since 1988. And I can tell you, our first business, my wife and I, we worked it every single day for over a year, no breaks. And we would have a day off, but the other person would work it. And after about a year of this, putting in 100-hour weeks, we hired an assistant manager, and we had our first night off. And we went to dinner, and we went to a restaurant. At 5:30, we were at a restaurant, and the old business was a food business that would be very busy from 5:30 to 8:30, just about every single night. So here we are in a restaurant, and it was the most surreal moment for me. I mean, this was the fruition of everything we'd been working for that day when we're making money. And we're sitting there, and I could picture the store humming and the customers coming in and all the associates there doing their jobs. And here I am sitting in a restaurant and I'm making money. It was never real until that moment for me. It was the first time it hit me that I had built a money machine. Will you make money on day one? No, not if you're starting from scratch. But how many days is it going to take? How many months is it going to take before you're breaking even? How long is it going to take before you can go to that restaurant and sit there and say, I'm making money? These are things that I teach you at Maid University, and I can't wait to meet you at franchise training and start sharing with you everything I've learned in my lifetime and collectively through the franchise groups that I've been a part of, so that you can run the most profitable business imaginable. Ultimately, it's going to come down to a couple factors, and you're probably the biggest factor. I have no idea if you're the type of person that jumps out of bed and can't wait to get to work with the new idea you have and how to improve customer service or how to build a stronger team. I don't know how tenacious you are, that when there's an obstacle, when you meet an obstacle, what do? Do you just, feel sorry for yourself? Or do you sit back, think about it, and decide, how am I going to defeat this? Do I go around it? Do I go over it? Do I go through it? Do I run the other way? These are all things that are going to affect how quickly you become profitable. Best of luck to you. Can't wait to see you in Charleston.